All right, let's begin, everybody. Welcome to the show. Monday, beginning of the week, unexpectedly streaming tonight. My name is Stuart Davis. I am a flawed man of God. I am a deacon at a small church just outside of Richmond, Virginia. I'm not a pastor, I'm not a biblical scholar, and I haven't been to seminary. I'm not trying to get you to join my church or donate to any special cause. What I'm here to do is talk about God, talk about Jesus, talk about the Holy Spirit, talk about the Bible, talk about Christianity, talk about a wide variety of topics, issues, and current events, and give you my perspective on it. One that I think is um, one of a modern of an average Christian guy. I've been a Christian all my life, non-denominational Protestant. I don't subscribe to any particular doctrine or denomination, just trying to be in the word daily, do in and night out as good as I can. Means I'm going to have some days where I do it right, some days I'll do it wrong. But you guys will be there with me every step of the way if you please. So if you are here because you are very interested in learning more about Jesus, maybe there's some curiosity, maybe there's some voice in the back of your mind wondering if there is anything more to this existence than your life here on earth. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you here. Hope you can join in and get something out of this. Get some insights from me, some perspective, and that might draw you in to the faith. One that we share here on this channel. Answer any questions that I can. But this is a very amateur stream. I am a layperson, but I can give you the feel. I can give you the culture that I believe is correct for the church, and hopefully one that you can resonate with. But yes, you can be part of this chat, be part of this conversation. Most of this channel was created with you in mind, reaching out to you and helping you with whatever curiosities you have. Hopefully, I can help um, address any common misconceptions or stereotypes about the Bible or about church. Lots of folks say that the Bible is just a dry book of judgment and guilt, right? Rules, dry. It's not. I mean, there are some dry parts in that. There are definitely rules. There is judgment, but there is way more to it than just that. And you will find that as we read through. It's going to be dry tonight, though. There's no getting around it. No two ways around it. This part that we're in for the next couple of chapters is going to be pretty dry before we can get back into the meat. So bear with us. Be like I said, be part of the chat. We've got a great group of guys here. Occasional lady that come in. We run it very similar to a Wednesday night study group or a Sunday school. What we like to do is get everybody's perspective, including yours. Let me know what you think I'm right on. Let me know what you think I'm wrong on. Give me perspective. Give me some experiences that you have. Give me stuff that is brought to mind by whatever it is we're covering or talking about. Or maybe you've just got something on your mind, faith related, that you want to get off your chest. That's fine as well, especially on a night like tonight when I will be looking for something else to talk about. So, if you are already a Christian and you just enjoy Christian topics and conversations, welcome as well. Get on in that chat or listen along, whatever. Glad to have you here either way. So, the best way to help with this stream, not looking for money. This isn't a fundraiser. What I'm trying to do is get exposure. So like, subscribe, share the channel, and get the word out so we can grow this community. and grow the chat. So, that said, welcome everybody to an unexpected Monday. Unexpected Monday stream. Tonight was supposed to be the first of Mondays off for me until midsummer. Yeah, midsummer. Until about July. This is softball season for me. However, with some rainy weather that came through yesterday, the fields were not able to drain, and so not only did my son's soccer practice get canceled, so did our softball practice, which is kind of a bummer on both ends. Son's playing soccer again. We were out this afternoon practicing. He got a goal, an actual goal for Christmas. Santa Claus brought him one, and so we were, and also a weighted ball, like a 4-pound medicine ball, to help with his overhead throwing. And so we're working on that. We're working on his saves, working on his reactions, getting his body in front of the ball and goalie, that kind of stuff. Well, the unfortunate thing to me on Monday nights with practice is that they have all week, the kids have all week to forget. Okay. Well, there we go. Is anybody still on here? That was the hopefully I'm coming in okay. Hopefully I'm coming in okay on the audio. Sorry guys, we had a unfortunate event. We have lost internet at my house in the area. Apparently somebody down the street decided they wanted to run into the cable box last night. In which case we lost internet yesterday evening. So all the TV, so we stream everything now. So all the TVs went out, and what ended up happening was, you call Comcast, you say, "Hey, I got an outage." They're like, "Yeah, we're aware. They'll be back up at 9:45." It's like, okay, so it's like 8:30 ish or something like that. Now 10 o'clock rolls around, still no internet. Call in, yeah, it'll be 11:45. Text an Italian. The stream got raptured. 11:45. So 12 o'clock, midnight rolls around. Call the cable company. It'll be up as soon as we can. So, we thought that maybe there was something else going on. But when I was driving down the road today, I saw that somebody had run off the road and hit the cable box. Or maybe a tree hit it. There was trees down, but those were on the other end. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Xfinity, they're not to be trusted. They don't. Look, guys, they don't like this stream. They want people learning the good news. They only want you to learn that FiOS is garbage and you can't trust a satellite. So the only thing you can do is just use them. Use them, which I am for all my streaming services, all my internet, and no more television. So there we go. So let me go through here, scroll all the way up. Nico's first. MR is in here. Alias, welcome. Thought there was softball practice. Yes, rained out. Texan Italian. Texan Italian. My internet just got raptured, and I might be back on. Hang on. All right, guys. Oop. There we go. Nope. Turn the volume down. All right, guys. That's the way it is. We'll see if that happens again. There we go. Hello? All right. Good evening, Alex Moore. Hopefully you're still here. People falling back. I think people are filing back in. Stream got raptured. Man trying to keep us down. Man, this is a Monday, guys. This is a Monday stream in the truest sense. But I'm glad you guys are here. What was it? Stu, if I send a Peterson tweet to you, is that breaking your Lent promise? If you send me a screenshot, send me a screenshot. Jeez, I don't even know what I was talking about. I think I was talking about my kid's soccer game. Anyway. All right. Well, then we better get on it. And I have a backup in place. So if the internet cuts out, on over to this. And I'll see what I can do from there. Oh, you'll type it, MR? Okay, I'll respond to it. Um, what were we gonna do? What were we talking about? See, now this has got me all it's got me all shaken. So now I gotta adjust. Um, all right, tonight's stream. Um, there we go. All right. Catholic is something that you are, not something you believe. Orthodoxy, too. Protestantism, a harder question. It's a harder question because Protestantism isn't as, it's an amalgamation of a lot of other denominations. Baptists, Lutherans, Presbyterians, non-denominationals. Protestantism is it's just a different path or a different direction. That's not a good description, actually. It's a different angle, but it involves a whole lot of different angles. So, Catholics coming down here, Orthodoxy is coming down here, and then Protestants are. There we go. And you need to subdivide further. Look, Jordan Peterson doesn't know enough about Christianity to give a proper answer on that. Of course, he's gonna have his opinions. I mean, we all have our opinions, but he's not gonna shy away from voicing opinions, no matter how little he knows about a particular subject. If he wants to talk about it, he is. And some Catholics might agree with that. Some Orthodoxy might agree with it. It'd be interesting to ask my Catholic and Orthodox friends how if they relate to that or not. But that's not talking to a Protestant about it, and that's not. And we all have a rivalry. We all think that there are things that the other sides do right and wrong. Where I land on things is that, for the most part, traditional Catholicism has enough of the fundamentals correct to be recognized as legitimate Christians. Same thing with the Orthodox. Same thing with the Baptists. Same thing with the Presbyterians. Even with the Calvinists. Even the Calvinists. Because we get tied up in a lot of the minutia. But when it comes down to what God commands in certain things, what God actually commands, and the spirit behind it, you'll find that we are all pretty much on the same wavelength. We might disagree on what level of on whether a statue of Mary is idolatry, iconography, those things. What the Eucharist, baptism, how a person should be baptized. But we agree that Mary is an important figure, that that people should be baptized, things like that. And I think there is so much common ground that we miss in our we miss in our attempts to, prove the other theology wrong. What we all have to work for, and this is not something new to this program, what we all have to fight against because we're all dealing with it, is people trying to compromise our um, principles and our faith by ignoring or casting aside commandments from God. It's not that important. Of course, Christ says, if you love me, you will obey my commandments. Christ is God, by the way. We believe in the triune God, unlike the Mormons. And that's important. But Jordan Peterson, he doesn't exist in the faith spaces. And that's kind of, and Catholics and Orthodox, they have their disagreements on who is the original, but they both have roots that dig deep into the beginning of the early church. Protestants offshoot from Catholics pretty much exclusively. I don't know where we don't. But the argument that what we have to be aware of as Protestants is much of our reformations happened long after the church was well established. But what a lot of folks don't realize in the Catholic Church, or when they come with this like, oh, 1,500 years later, the real church starts, that's not the case. What started the Reformation, and maybe I should get a Lutheran on here well versed in its history to talk about it, is that we still believe in the things that were established by the church and many of the creeds. But we felt that the church had fallen away from them and gotten so tied up in dogma and tradition that they've lost sight of what was important. And I don't know if Protestants only started 1,500 years after the church was founded, so that's why they don't have a real identity. I don't know if that's where he's going with that, but again, Peterson is a thoughtful person, but I think that what we've seen in the past is that he has got a pride problem like so many of us do, and that, to use my brother's one of my brother's favorite sayings, he's smelling himself a little bit too much. He's sniffing himself too much. He uh, he knows that people listen to him and believe what he says, um, and take put a lot of stock in his opinions, and he behaves accordingly. So while I think that Jordan Peterson often has a lot of good things to say, they aren't always as revolutionary as they tend to be, or as they tend to be interpreted as. Some of this stuff is basic. It's just good to see somebody in those spaces reiterating it, because where we're at in culture, it's like we're trying to get away from it. Infantilization. A lot of folks think that that's focused on men. It's not really. It's focused on both in just different ways, and maybe it manifests differently. But if you want people to be dependent on the state, you want to treat them like babies, and you want them to feel like babies deep down, even though they feel like they think they're out accomplishing something. I don't know. what I know is, like I said, the asking boys and men to act like men, to value their manliness, I think is good, and I think that is important, and I think that we need people out there emphasizing that. That doesn't mean that I give a crap what he thinks about something, a church and a faith that he doesn't subscribe to. Emmanuel, welcome to the show, sir. Just got the notification. We had some technical difficulties. You haven't missed much other than the intro and my internet going out and then coming back. And then MR asked me a question about a recent tweet. And since I'm off Twitter, he copied it in the comments. And what he said was, Catholic is something that you are, not something you believe. Orthodoxy too. Protestantism, a harder question. Maybe he might be driving it towards making a point that Protestantism is legitimate. But again, even if he comes down on my side of the discussion, he's not coming from it from any internal insight. He's not talking about it from any epiphany that he got from God, unless there's something he hasn't disclosed to us yet. But there you have it. Emmanuel, I know I put it in Discord. Softball practice got rained out, so we're going to have it tomorrow night. And so instead of depriving you guys of 2 nights of streaming, I decided I would stream tonight and then not stream tomorrow because I'll be at practice. So there you go. So this, MR saying, agree, struck me as strange question as phrased. He comes out with this stuff. I mean, this is my problem with especially modern day philosophers. They just talk and talk and talk. It's like, to what's the context here and who are you trying to reach? It's not me because I don't care a lot of times. It said only Eastern Slavic offshoots like Armenian, but they're not Protestant, I don't believe. Yeah, I don't really know if they fall into that. Blaine, how's it going, sir? Welcome to the program. I was on his stream Friday night. It's a good time. Me, a couple of his buddies, Lofty Pixels came in. Blaine, I'm pretty sure I spoke Lofty onto the stream just by mentioning him. Nice. Time to throw Peterson where he belongs. Throw him into a pew. Have him start listening. And I don't care if he goes to Mass or if he goes to the Orthodox Church on Sundays or if he goes to an independent fundamental Baptist church. He needs to start experiencing the Word and God and start opening his heart to that, as opposed to treating this as so much as a intellectual process. Of course, maybe he's going to go the way of C.S. Lewis. Maybe he goes that way. That would be good. I hope everybody goes that way. But I think that we are all going to, I want us all to come to God by whatever means we're destined to. Gosh, is that predestination? I don't know. Oh, great. Now I'm a Calvinist because I ran my mouth too long. MR, thanks for that, Stu. I think we generally agree there was potentially a divisive intent. Possibly. He does work for for Daily Wire. There are some people there at running Daily Wire who aren't friends of Christianity. No matter how much they pander to us, it's a grift. Emmanuel, no, it's all lead by action with all face. If you aren't, then it means you're living a lie or being false to yourself. Yeah, I don't know how often the fake it till you make it works, but I don't know. Oh, by the way, how did you enjoy Remember? That was baller. That was good. That was a good video. Thanks for sharing. I watched that Saturday morning, and he did a good job putting that together. It doesn't have a whole lot of doesn't need an underlying theme to it. If you're a fan of Halo and you played Reach, it kind of speaks for itself. And I think that's kind of got the independent producer feel to it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Takes me back. Alias talk is cheap. I know I've got $1. There you go. See, I have faith he can find his way. I like him a lot, but that struck me as you said a strangely amateur question. It's just I think that's where he sits mostly. The funny thing is, we talk about Nashville, might be going to the Nashville show, but my buddy was in Nashville last year. I think it was last year. Ran into Jordan Peterson, got his picture taken with him in Nashville. Like that was the big celebrity he ran into out of all the country music people that you could run into and get your picture taken with. You bump into Jordan Peterson of all people. Should have asked him if Jordan told him he needs to wash his penis, but who knows? Maybe that's maybe that's only in his books and his podcasts. All right. I love this stream. You guys are great. All right. let's get into tonight's program. Hopefully that was the last cable internet interruption we had. So, when we left off in Chronicles, we were doing genealogy. Nothing's going to change tonight. Sorry, guys. All you guys who came in later, who missed Leviticus, you're not escaping all the way. Well, we're going to continue genealogy, but I'm going to throw 3 chapters in unless we do actually find something to really discuss, in which case we can cut it close or shut it down, and we can go from there. We'll see how this goes. All right, we were talking about the tribes of Jacob / Israel, aka also known as alias Israel. And we're going to pick up with Reuben, the firstborn of Jacob. Reuben. Now, the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, he was the firstborn, but when he defiled his father's marriage bed, his rights as firstborn were given to the sons of Joseph, son of Israel. Do we need to go back and talk about that? I think Reuben. Yep, we're going to do it because we can. Hang on, let me find the Genesis tab. Hang on. 35:22. There it is. That's what I was looking for. So this is before Joseph is sold into slavery and all this stuff starts. The deaths of maybe this is the same chapter that they discuss the deaths of Jacob's parents. Oh wait, never mind. Not daggone it. Jacob's wife Rachel and dad Isaac both die in this chapter. It is discussed here. Rachel dies giving birth to Benjamin. Rachel died and was buried on the way to Ephrath, that is Bethlehem. Over her tomb, Jacob set up a pillar, and today that pillar marks Rachel's tomb. Israel moved on again and pitched his tent beyond Migdal Eder. While Israel was living in that region, Reuben went in and slept with his father's concubine, Bilhah, and Israel heard of it. Bilhah is the mother of his brothers, Dan and Naphtali. That awkward at all? What's going on, John? John says, "What up, weenies? I'm driving, so won't chat, but I'll listen in." Reuben sleeps with his brother's his half brother's mom. I guess Alabama, West Virginia, and some of these other places, they really are just Old Testament Christians. You think about it. He remembers this, though. Here we go. So when Jacob's on his deathbed in Genesis 49, he's giving he's giving his blessing, which I think really feels more like prophesying about what's going to happen for them and the identity of their tribes. But here it is. This is what he says to his firstborn. Reuben, you are my firstborn, my might, the first sign of my strength, excelling in honor, excelling in power. Turbulent as the waters, you will no longer excel. For you went up onto your father's bed, onto my couch, and defiled it. Well, I know what you did, son, and I'm not happy about it. Dude, sexual immorality. Here's something you can take away from this. Because I think this is something that many men struggle with. Right? Lust of varying degrees. Some guys can't stop with a wandering eye. Some guys are hopeless. You just completely flirt. Some guys feel desire but lack the ability to stay in a relationship or can't find somebody. There's many different aspects relating to this issue. And it can make us feel defeated when we can't get out of that, or when it gets the best of us. But I want you to know, one, you're definitely not alone. You can look at Reuben. You can look at Abraham. You can look at Jacob. Now, Abraham and Jacob's a little bit different, but that ought to tell you there's a lot of different ways to look at the sexual sin. Abraham listened to his wife and slept with her servant and begat the father of Islam, basically, or the ancestor of Islam. Jacob is Israel is marries 2 women, has kids with 4. Well, they say concubine, but in other places they say he married them. Whatever, he bonded himself with them, had kids with 4 different women, and there's all sorts of dysfunction that goes on from there. David and Bathsheba, one of the easiest ones to point towards. Samson and Delilah. Samson loses his power because he finally gives in to Delilah's seduction, or whatever it is that really causes him to finally answer her. Simping. Solomon, so many different wives and concubines, so many different kids. And the list will go on and on. That's just a couple of biblical portions. Think of all the people in history. Good men have slipped in some form for lust, through poor judgment. It happens. So don't feel alone if you're struggling with that. All right? Don't feel alone. That's the first thing you should take away from what the Bible is showing you. What you should also take away from it is that it's still serious, and it still needs to be taken seriously. Because whenever we see it, it generally means something not good is going to happen as a result. Now, can God take mistakes? Can he take sins and turn them into great things? Of course. Solomon's an example of this. Solomon comes from the union of David and Bathsheba. Years after they have their indiscretions, years after David kills her husband, or has him killed, but he doesn't abandon her. Then he does take her into his household, and he does have a kid who ends up being the wisest human on the planet. The wisest human on the planet, given God-level wisdom, not God-level, God-gifted wisdom. That's a better way to put that. He's given God-gifted wisdom, still makes the mistake of falling into sexual sin. I agree wholeheartedly, but I'm living on the opposite spectrum. Some women think the grass is greener. Exactly. No, that's not to discount that. Good point, Alias. What do we see with Joseph, Potiphar's wife? She's married to a very successful, very influential man in Pharaoh's court, but she really likes Joseph. And Joseph, being Joseph, goes, "No thanks. Be gone, thought." Actually, he runs away from her. She's holding on to his cloak as he's trying to get away and leaves her with that. And what does she do? Sullen, woman scorned. Um, makes up a lie about him trying to rape her and has him thrown in prison. I'm trying to think. Gomer and Hosea. Of course, that story we haven't gotten into yet, and we'll get there. But that's not highlighted as much. It definitely exists. It's not highlighted as much because I think that it's on us on us as men to be the example of piety, monogamy, virtue, that kind of stuff. And if we value it within ourselves and then in turn also value it in women, I think they will naturally follow into that. But what have we done for a long time? You can't have it both ways. You can't value it in women if you don't value it to yourself. We have to hold each other accountable as men. It starts with us. Leadership starts with at the top. If you've ever had a bad boss, bad manager, bad leader, you know what I'm talking about. I had a boss. This was the worst job I had. I had a boss who was the most toxic type of manager you could ask for, in my opinion. And he owned the company. And he was involved. He got involved, micromanaged many people. But what he would tell us managers, the guys directly below him, is that we had to set the culture. We can't if he had separated himself from the company from an operational side, not to say he had to sell it, but if he just let us operate the company, that would be true. We could set the culture. But because he was involved in over top of us, and he would countermand things, he wouldn't have our backs if we had a disagreement on something. He actively encouraged other managers to come to him with problems with the other managers. Whether it was real or fake, didn't matter to him. And many other things would go on. You can't set a good culture by expecting it to start in the middle. It starts at the top and it has to flow down. God is at the top. His leadership is true and his leadership is beyond question. Is beyond question, and it filters down to us, and from us to our spouses, from us to our kids. We have to be the example. So I think that's why it seems to focus that much in the Bible. Because you can find those examples, Alias, in there, and it's definitely true. But you were way more likely to get stoned as a woman for being for infidelity than you were for a man back then as well. So Emmanuel said, remember, hypergamy isn't a straitjacket. Even Tom Brady was divorced because she thought she can do better. But again, like you said in other streams, not all women, but most are. It's about the individual. I don't know what happened in the Tom Brady situation. Tom Brady did leave his pregnant girlfriend for Giselle. If you don't remember, Bridget Moynihan is his baby mama. And look, I don't know. Look, this is Hollywood, right? She's an actress. He's a football star. She gets pregnant. He leaves her for a supermodel. He's not just a football player. He's one of the football players of his generation. And, but football's his life. And apparently he's walked out on one relationship. Who knows? There's a lot of jokes and a lot of memes. I don't know who's the real toxic person. I have a pretty good idea that both Tom Brady and Giselle are neither good people in this whole situation. Because she seems very full of herself, but so does Tom at times. I think Tom can come across as down to earth, but I think that Tom ultimately is one of those, in the end, I'm out for myself. I could be wrong. I don't know these people. Absolutely not. I could have this way wrong. He could be a total villain, or she could be a total villain. Don't know. Blaine, I've seen Tom Brady's face. I think we know the answer. No. Is that from a? Well, we've seen a lot of. Look, I didn't like the Patriots at all. I couldn't stand them, and so every time I saw Tom Brady crying, I was happy. I thought he was a little bit of a baby on the field when things weren't going his way. He's a perfectionist, though, and it's hard when you're, especially when you're a perfectionist, to have a camera with millions of people watching you when things aren't going the way that you think that they need to go. But if you look at the way that he's handled things versus the way that Peyton Manning has handled things, I think Peyton Manning's still married to the same woman. Blaine says, I have a strong face that needs a punch instinct. But regardless, Emmanuel, whether Tom, like I said, whatever Tom's the good guy or the bad guy, there are women who feel this way, just like there are men who feel that way. I have, not in my immediate family, but some of my more outside of my immediate family, I have seen infidelity from both directions, and they were both stupid, incredibly stupid. But yes, yeah, and that's where we go. I was just looking for an example of Hollywood and stuff and that stuff are weirdos, but it doesn't deny the truth of how people are. I think you can. Be honest with you, Emmanuel. What we can probably do is we can all find somebody we know in real life, whether it be parents, whether it be aunts or uncles, whether it be friends, whether it be friends' parents, something like that. We can all find a more down to earth example to prove exactly what you're talking about. So, I mean, it's there, but I think that's why it's directed more towards men in the scripture. And it's because we're supposed to be the leaders, right? And I think that, like I said, we have to be the change that we want to see in the world. I hope you enjoyed that platitude. But seriously, leadership starts at the top, filters down. It's our job to continue that flow of good leadership. And so there you have it. But we are flawed people, flawed guys and flawed gals, just trying to figure that out. Sean Bird, I hate Tom Brady. If you did go to Michigan, go blue. Look, I'm a Notre Dame fan. Boo, Michigan. Though they are my favorite rival. I love, we don't have any of them anymore, but the old Michigan Notre Dame rival was my favorite rivalry. And I think college football is better when Michigan's good. I always root for them against Ohio State. I can't stand them. They're the worst. Alias, me being just a truck driver who it's not just a truck driver anymore. Everybody's looking for you. Me being just a truck driver who can't even love God with all my heart and thoughts, how could I expect a football star and supermodel to? I'm trying, but that verse always vexed me. Which one are you talking about, Alias? Blaine, that's why I spread the good word of anime. Gotta be the change. Get out of here. All right. While I'm waiting for Alias we'll go ahead and go through Ruben. I love how you guys can stretch this stream out for me. Always find content in the chat. We go from Alias asking a really good question to Emmanuel bringing up an example with Tom Brady for us to elaborate on said question. And then Blaine coming in there with some anime stuff. All right, chapter 5. Reuben, the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel. He was the firstborn, but when he defiled his father's marriage bed, his rights as firstborn were given to the sons of Joseph, son of Israel. Because Joseph is based. So he could not be listed in the genealogical record in accordance with his birthright. And though Judah was the strongest of his brothers, and the ruler came from him, the rights of the firstborn belonged to Joseph. The sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, Hanok, Palu, Hezron, and Carmi. The descendants of Joel, Shemaiah, his son, Gog, his son, Shimei, his son, Micah, his son, Rai, his son, Baal, his son. Why would you name your kid Baal? Never mind. We've been reading about Israel for the last couple of months. We know why. And Bera, his son, whom Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, took into exile. Bera was a leader of the Reubenites, their relatives by clans, listed according to their genealogical records. Jael, the chief, Zechariah, and Bela, son of Azaz, the son of Shema, the son of Joel. They settled in the area from Eror to Nebo and Baal Meon. To the east, they occupied the land up to the edge of the desert that extends to the Euphrates River, because their livestock had increased in Gilead. During Saul's reign, they waged war against the Hagrites, who were defeated at their hands. They occupied the dwellings of the Hagrites throughout the entire region east of Gilead. Still waiting on that verse, Alias. So I'll keep going. Gad. The Gadites, not to be confused with gadflies, lived next to them in Bashan as far as Saleka. Joel was the chief, Shapham the second, and Janai and Shaphat and Bashan. Their relatives by families were Michael, Meshulam, Sheba, Jorai, Jachin Hagar, Zia, and Eber, 7 in all. These were the sons of Abihail, son of Huri, the son of Jeroah, the son of Gilead, the son of Michael, the son of Jeshishai, the son of Jado, the son of Buz. Ahi, son of Abdiel, the son of Guni, was head of their family. The Gadites lived in Gilead, in Bashan, and its outlying villages, and on all the pasture lands of Sharon as far as they extended. All these were entered in the genealogical records during the reigns of Jotham, king of Judah, and Jeroboam, king of Israel. The Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh had 44,760 men ready for military service, able-bodied men who could handle shield and sword, who could use a bow, and who were trained for battle. They waged war against the Hagrites, Chetor, Naphish, and Nodab. They were helped in fighting them, and God delivered the Hagrites and all their allies into their hands because they cried out to him during battle. Good thing to do. He answered their prayers because they trusted in him. Go back. He answered their prayers because they trusted in him. They seized the livestock of the Hagrites, 50,000 camels, 250,000 sheep. That's a lot of sheep. And 2,000 donkeys. They also took 100,000 people captive, and many others fell slain because the battle was God's. And they occupied the land until the exile. There you go. Ailey said, yeah, it didn't make sense the first time I read that. Text to talk didn't take it. I actually think it's one of the first commandments that we should love our God with all our thoughts and heart. There is, that's a little aside, but this is one that a lot of people have differing opinions on. There's a lot of thought, and it could very well be right. I'm not sure about it, but it makes a they make a good point. Anything you do that does not, a lot of people think that anything you do that does not forward the glory of God is sin. I don't know if that's right. I think that there are neutral actions. Did you step on a fly? Did you decide to have a burger for lunch today? Different actions. But remember, these are rules. Ayla said, I was just trying to get I was just trying to display how weak and feeble I am and how I struggle for a stronger faith. The humility is there, Alias, and I think that's the key ingredient, a key ingredient that you need to grow stronger faith. If you don't feel like you struggle to keep God's commandments, if you don't feel like you fail, you're not doing it right. And you're probably wreaking a path of destruction in your wake. Right? Leaving a path of destruction in your wake. Because we don't get it right. And we all have our vices and sins. And we all go to God with the, I am sorry, Father. I've sinned. I keep doing this. And if I don't do this, I do this instead. And I feel like I just don't get it right. In many ways, it's sorrowful. But at the same time, you're coming by it honestly. And you're going to him, or you should go to him with your remorse. We all struggle. And I think that that's one of the reasons why I pointed that out in the Bible, that especially for men, but applies to everybody. I just give a better perspective about it because I am a man. I'm a man. Hey, I'm a man. I'm 40. I can say that now. Especially from my perspective, for men, that you can look into the scripture and see the greatest brought down by one of the most maybe easy to fall into sins. So don't destroy yourself over it. Understand that it's something that we're all struggling with, or many of us. And if you're not struggling with that, you're struggling with something else. We have a savior, and God knew that we were going to God knew that we were going to. Why else set up the sacrifice the way he did with the Israelites? Take the best of your livestock, the flawless lamb, and sacrifice it as a sin offering. He doesn't just require that. Good leadership, he shows by example. I don't need, this is how I view God looking at this. God thinks, I don't need to apologize for anybody, to anybody, for anything I've done, because everything I've done has been correct. However, to show you guys how much I love you and care about you because you're my kids, I'm going to take a part of me, send him down, have him live a perfect life, be perfect, show you that it can be done, that it is possible, help instruct you guys on where you've been getting it wrong with the dogma and the tradition and all the Pharisaical teachings, show you where you're getting it wrong, try to put things into better perspective for you, perform miracles, do things that you haven't seen since Elisha, and more. And even then, you guys, not the Romans, you guys, the Hebrews, are going to conspire, betray, and have your Messiah, the culmination of all of your prophecies, put up on a cross and crucified, executed, and humiliated. And that's going to be my perfect lamb, my flawless, perfect lamb as a sin offering to show you guys I'm willing. I've got skin in the game, even though I don't really have to. I could send another flood. I'm God. I can lie if I want to. I could send another flood and destroy this planet. Start all over. Do what I told Abraham I would do. Do what I told Moses I should do. But I don't, because I think you guys are worth it. And I know that you guys are going to need this. So because I know that you're going to need this, I got you, fam. And it's going to hurt me, and it's going to hurt you when you really realize what happened. And the worst thing is, even after he beats death, overcomes it, still people are still going to deny it ever happened, anathemize him, cover it up, call it just another conspiracy against your people. You want a quick way to being called an anti-Semite online? Tell someone, tell people that the Jewish leaders had Christ betrayed and delivered to the Romans and then demanded that he get executed after they interrogated him, after the Jewish leaders interrogated him. It's in our scriptures. If you call yourself a Christian, you believe this stuff, right? But we don't know what we're talking about. Um, yeah. So Alias said, "Thank you, Hoss. I'm hurting and trying. I've been there, man. I am there. I am there. Hurting and trying, but also optimistic and eager to do better. You really need to give yourself grace, because God decided he would give you grace. And if God thinks he can do something for you, if it's good enough for God, it's good enough for you. Just remember that. Alias, you're great. I want you to know that. You're a horrible sinner, but you're also a great guy or gal. I don't want to assume your gender. How's it going, Alex? I know you joined earlier, but how's it going? Said I can say that now too. MR says, if you look at the lives of Jesus's betrayers, they got theirs in many cases. Well, yes, so did his disciples got martyred too, but that was all part of the plan. Emmanuel putting his support behind you too. Addiction in many facets. So many of us struggle with it. And he says, hey, man, I'm there. Do you know how hard it is not to look at porn? Geez, man, you're not alone no matter what, man. I mean, that might not be what he's talking about, but if it is, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. We have abandoned any type of chastity in our culture. And again, who allowed prostitution to proliferate? Who allowed strip clubs and the legalization of all this stuff? We could talk about libertarianism to a degree, but again, we have responsibilities as Christian men, as men of God, and when we're not in charge, or when we are in charge and we abandon our responsibility, things spiral out of control. The exposure of lust to us at an early age is undeniable and unfortunate. We're over an hour, so I'm only going to do 2 chapters tonight. We'll be back on schedule. The half tribe of Manasseh. The people of the half tribe of Manasseh were numerous, and it was only a half tribe. They settled in the land from Bashan to Baal Hermon, or Baal Hermon, that is, to Senir, Mount Hermon. These were the heads of their families: Epher, Ishi, Eliel, Azriel, Jeremiah, Hodavia, and Jadiel. They were brave warriors, famous men, and heads of their families, but they were unfaithful to the God of their ancestors and prostituted themselves to the gods of the people of the land, whom God had destroyed before them. This is a reoccurring theme, isn't it, guys and gals? So the God of Israel stirred up the spirit of Pul, king of Assyria, that is, Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, who took the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half tribe of Manasseh into exile. He took them to Hala, Habor, Hara, and the river of Gozan, where they are to this day. Chapter 6, the sons of Levi. Levi is an interesting tribe here. Reminder, Levites do not have a portion. They are given God's portion because they are the priests. This is the tribe where the priesthood resides, where the priesthood resides. The sons of Levi, Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. The sons of Kohath, Aram, Ishar, Hebron, and Uzziel, the children of Amram, Aaron, Moses, and Miriam. Very important here. The children of Amram from the Levites, Aaron, Moses, and Miriam. Yes, that Moses, that Aaron, and that Miriam of the Exodus. The sons of Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. Eleazar was the father of Phinehas. Phinehas was awesome. Let's go back to Phinehas. Emmanuel, you're going to get a kick out of this. Let's go find Phineas real quick. Is he in Numbers? I think it's in Numbers. I just got to find it. Hang on. Numbers 25:7. Moab seduces Israel, of course. While Israel was staying in Shittim, the men began to indulge in sexual immorality with Moabite women, who invited them to the sacrifices to their gods. The people ate the sacrificial meal and bowed down before these gods. So Israel yoked themselves to the Baal of Peor, and the Lord's anger burst against them. The Lord said to Moses, "Take all these leaders of these people, kill them, and expose them in broad daylight before the Lord, so that the Lord's fierce anger may turn away from Israel." So Moses said to Israel's judges, "Each of you must put to death those of your people who have yoked themselves to the Baal of Peor." Then an Israelite man brought into the camp as they were talking, as they're discussing all this, the word of God, the command of God. They're all like sitting in the tent, near the tent of meeting, probably an assembly of the leaders. An Israelite man brought into the camp a Midianite woman right before the eyes of Moses and the whole assembly of Israel while they were weeping at the entrance to the tent of meeting. They were weeping because they were sad. They have to put these people to death because they're so sinful. While they were weeping at the entrance to the tent of meeting. When Phinehas, son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saw that, he left the assembly, took a spear in his hand, and followed the Israelite into the tent. He drove the spear into both of them, right through the Israelite man and into the woman's stomach. Then the plague against the Israelites was stopped. But those who died in the plague numbered 24,000. The Lord said to Moses, "Phinehas, son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, has turned my anger away from the Israelites. Since he was as zealous for my honor among them as I am, I did not put an end to them in my zeal. Therefore tell him I am making my covenant of peace with him. He and his descendants will have a covenant of a lasting priesthood, because he was zealous for the honor of his God and made atonement for the Israelites." The name of the Israelite who was killed with the Midianite woman was Zimri, son of Salu, the leader of a Simeonite family. And the name of the Midianite woman who was put to death was Cosbi, daughter of Zur, a tribal chief of the Midianite family. So, chieftain, daughter of a chief. So, yeah. Man, he was like, that was too good. He was crying, damn, that's hardcore as he should be. It is. Hope you're enjoying this, because it's the last one. No, what I like is the way I envision it is he calmly, coolly leaves the assembly. Everybody's just kind of like sitting over there. They're weeping, and then this happens, and they're all kind of looking and probably still upset about it. Moses is probably feeling like a failure because, again, Moses is very self-conscious about things, about himself, his own abilities. He's probably feeling like a failure because the Israelites continue to dishonor God and he's the one leading them. So they're all doing this, and Phineas just calmly, quietly just excuses himself without a word from the assembly, goes over, grabs a spear, quietly, calmly walks into the tent, watches them, and walks out. And it rejoins the assembly. What'd I miss? Where were we? All right. So, yeah, Phineas, my man. Eleazar was the father of Phineas. Phineas was the father of Abishua. Abishua, the father of Buki. Buki, the father of Uzi. Uzi, the father of machine guns. Submachine guns, I mean. The father of Zerahiah. Zerahiah, the father of Meriah. Meriah. I'm just going to say Meriah. Meriah, the father of Amariah. Amariah, the father of Ahitub. Ahitub, the father of Zadok. Zadok, the father of Ahimaaz. Ahimaaz, the father of Azariah. Look, Zadok, Ahimaaz, Azariah, and Johanan, all part of that early kings discussions that we've been having. So all these guys are key. Johanan, the father of Azariah, it was he who served as priest to the temple of Solomon built in Jerusalem. Azariah, the father of Amariah, the father of, or maybe maybe this is where I'm. Ahitub, the father of Zadok, the father of Shallum, the father of Hilkiah, the father of Azariah, the father of Sariah, and Sariah, the father of Jozadak. Jozadak was deported. He was deported when the Lord sent Judah and Jerusalem into exile by the hand of Nebuchadnezzar. The sons of Levi, Gershon, Kohath, Merari. These are the names of the sons of Gershon, Libni and Shimei, the sons of Kohath, Amram, Izhar, Hebron, and Uziel. The sons of Merari, Mali, and Mushi. Sounds Japanese. These are the clans of the Levites listed according to their fathers. Of Gershon, Libni his son, Jahath his son, Zimah his son, Joah his son, Edo his son, Zerah his son, and Jetheri his son. The descendants of Kohath, Aminadab his son, Korah his son, Asir his son, Elkanah his son, Abiasaph his son, Asir his son, Kahath his son, Uriel his son, Uzziah his son, and Shaul his son. MR saying playing Shogun 2 Total War can confirm. They make an appearance. The descendants of Elkanah, Amasi, Ahimath, Elkanah his son, Zophai his son, Nahath his son, Eliab his son, Jeroham his son, Elkanah his son, and Samuel his son. The sons of Samuel, Joel the firstborn, and Abijah the second son. I think that's Samuel of 1st and 2nd Samuel in the Bible. I believe that's him. The descendants of Merari, Mali, Libni, his son, Shimei, his son, Uzzah, his son, Shimei, his son, Haggiah, his son, and Asaiah, his son. The temple musicians. This apparently needs to be listed. These are the men David put in charge of the music in the house of the Lord. After the ark came the rest there. They ministered with music before the tabernacle, the tent of meeting, until Solomon built the temple of the Lord in Jerusalem. They performed their duties according to the regulations laid down for them. Here are the men who served together with their sons. From the Kohathites, Heman, the musician. Heman! Yes! Heman, the musician. The son of Joel, the son of Samuel, the son of Elkanah, the son of Jeroham, the son of Eliel, the son of Toa, the son of Zuph, the son of Elkanah, the son of Nahath, the son of Amasai, the son of Elkanah, the son of Joel, the son of Azariah, the son of Zephaniah, the son of Tahath, the son of Asir, the son of Abiasaph, the son of Korah, the son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, the son of Israel, and Heman's associate, Asaph, who served as his right hand. Is that how it worked in the cartoon? Can't remember. Asaph, son of Berechiah, the son of Shemaiah, the son of Michael, the son of Basia, the son of Malchijah, the son of Ethni, the son of Zerah, the son of Adiah, the son of Ethan, the son of Zimmah, the son of Shimei, the son of Jahath, the son of Gershon, the son of Levi, and from their associates, the Merarites, at his left hand, Ethan, son of Kishi, son of Abdi, the son of Maluk, the son of Hashabiah, the son of Amaziah, the son of Hilkiah, the son of Amzi, the son of Bani, the son of Shemer, the son of Mali, the son of Mushi, the son of Merari, the son of Levi. Their fellow Levites were assigned to all the other duties of the tabernacle, the house of God. But Aaron and his descendants were the ones who presented offerings on the altar of burnt offering and on the altar of incense in connection with all that was done in the most holy place, making atonement for Israel in accordance with all that Moses, the servant of God, had commanded. These were the descendants of Aaron: Eleazar his son, Phinehas his son, based, Abishua his son, Buki his son, Uzi his son, Zariah his son, Marioth his son, Amariah his son, Ahitub his son, Zadok his son, and Ahimaaz his son. This is very repetitive. I'm trying to figure out why, but I'm sure that there is a reckoning. There's a reasoning for this. These were the locations of their settlements allotted as their territory. They were assigned to the descendants of Aaron, who were from the Kohathite clan, because the first lot was for them. They were given Hebron in Judah with its surrounding pasture lands, but the fields and villages around the city were given to Caleb, son of Jephunneh. So the descendants of Aaron were given Hebron, a city of refuge, and Libnah, Jatir, Eshtemoa, Hilen, Debir, Ashan, Judah, and Beth Shemesh, together with their pasture lands. And from the tribe of Benjamin, they were given Gibeon, Geba, Alameth, and Anathoth, together with their pasture lands. The total number of towns distributed among the Kohathite clan came to 13. Ooh. The rest of Kohath's descendants were allotted 10 towns from the clans of the half tribe of Manasseh. The descendants of Gershon, clan by clan, were allotted 13 towns from the tribes of Issachar, Asher, and Naphtali, and from the part of the tribe of Manasseh, that is, in Bashan. The descendants of Merari, clan by clan, were allotted 12 towns from the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and Zebulun. These are getting portions from these different groups because, remember, the Levites are the priesthood. They have to have these to segregate into areas for God. So the Israelites gave the Levites these towns and their pasture lands. From the tribes of Judah, Simeon, and Benjamin, they allotted the previously named towns. Some of the Kohathite clans were given as their territory towns from the tribe of Ephraim. In the hill country of Ephraim, they were given Shechem, a city of refuge, and Gezer, Jokmeam, Beth Horon, Aijalon, and Gath Rimmon, together with their pasture lands. Nico says it's like reading the source reference page of a paper. Good when you need them, but never read line by line. Lol. Yeah. I hope you guys know this is a combination of how much I love God that I'm not going to be ashamed to stumble through this part, and how much I love you guys and gals, because I'll do this and accept any ridicule and jokes that y'all send my way. I'll look embarrassed and be embarrassed for myself and my family now. They bring shame upon them by stumbling through here. I do this because I want y'all to hear the word. All of it in its entirety from the beginning to end in order. And from half tribe of Manasseh, the Israelites gave Enar, Bileam, together with their pasturlands, to the rest of the Kohathite clans. The Gershonites received the following from the clan of the half tribe of Manasseh. They received Golan in Bashan, and also Ashtaroth, together with their pasturlands. From the tribe of Issachar, they received Kedesh, Daberath, Ramon, Anim, together with their pasturlands. From the tribe of Asher, they received Mashal, Abdon, Hukok, and Rehob, together with their pasturlands. Lots of pasturlands, because you got all these sheep. I'll see how many they were capturing. And from the tribe of Naphtali, they received Kedesh in Galilee, Hammon, Kiriathaim, together with their pasturlands. The Merarites, the rest of the Levites, received the following from the tribe of Zebulun. They received Jokneam, Karta, Ramono, and Tabor, together with their pasturlands. From the tribe of Reuben across the Jordan east of Jericho, they received Bezer, in the wilderness, Jaza, Kedemoth, and Mephath, together with their pasturlands. And from the tribe of Gad, they received Ramoth and Gilead, Mahanaim, Heshbon, and Jazer, together with their pasturlands. Nika Marsan, you're doing better than I could do. However, you bring a dishonor. JK. Yeah. Nico, nah, you're doing great, Stuart. I trust your reading. Lol, I don't even want to look at the names. Ashtadaman, look, it's just to me, there's a lot of these names don't have much meaning because I don't know if they have much of a place other than being part of genealogy. However, when we talk about, we do pass Phineas, we pass through Samuel, we pass through Moses, Aaron. We're seeing, we're seeing people who have involvement and that we've seen throughout the Old Testament so far. So I think that that's important. That hey, this is where these guys line up in the different tribes. The tribes are countless, right? These are just some of the kids of 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 some of these people, some of the kids of Israel. There's 1 million plus leaving Egypt, guys. It's 1 million plus. And this is where these guys fit in. It was pretty interesting in that way. Otherwise, this is very dry. And guess what? We got it for chapter 7. We got it for chapter 8. And we got it for chapter 9. And after chapter 9, then starts to get into the genealogy of Saul. And then we start to pick up. All right. So chapter 9. So we're going to do Wednesday night's going to be a little bit of the same. And then Thursday night, I'm not streaming. Probably not streaming. I might stream. I probably won't be, though. So, and there you go. So Thursday and Friday, I'm going to have off. Be doing things. Doing things. All right. All right, guys. That's it for me. That's it for me this evening. I'm going to go on. I found this new game, Generation Zero. I don't know how new it is. I don't know how new this game is, but I came across it just scanning stuff on the Xbox Live Game Pass, and came across it. Interesting first-person shooters. Takes place in Sweden in 1989, and it's a robot invasion. It's got a very Half-Life feel to it for some reason. I don't know. It kind of takes me back. It's not super complicated. It's not going to wow you with the graphics, but I've been having fun so far, and it looks like I've just scratched the surface. Looks like there's a lot of content. It's buggy. There's a few bugs with either the port or just the general code, but I've been having um, fun with it. Emmanuel says, if you like JRPGs, try Near Automata. Is that turn-based? I tend to like the turn-based ones. I do like JRPGs. The Final Fantasy series is great. Secret of Mana, Legend of Gaia, all the SNES stuff, so good. Yeah, I'm a fan. Just depends. I need to get more into it. You know what else? I saw it on Steam, MR, but what I might end up doing is if I do stream through Twitch or whatever, if I do stream Pentiment, I might do it through Xbox. It's free on Game Pass, and I think that's easier. So, MR says, "Oh, it's pretty fun." Yeah, I've been playing it. I'm pretty hooked. The only thing I don't like is when look, when you got kids, you have to be able to pause your video games. These games don't pause. This game doesn't pause. You have to sign out. Nico says, thanks for the stream tonight. Have a good one all. Alias, God bless you, Flawed Man, and your family. The chat till we all can congregate again. Take care. Take it easy, Alias. Be safe out there on your truck. And know that, dude, we need truck drivers. Emmanuel or Deep Rock Galactic. Deep Rock Galactic's on my wish list. Rock and Stone to the Bone. It's character action. Character action one. The chick with a big hey. That's how most people know it as. Okay. Well, I could probably find it. So you should definitely do that. Doesn't matter the platform. It's graphically simple. Yeah, it looks very cool. Hit that like and subscribe button where you are. What are you, heathens? Yeah, you're dude, text to type is terrible. Like and describe, we know what you mean. Like and subscribe. Good night, guys. Good stream. Good night, everybody. MR, Emmanuel, Alias, Nico, Blaine. Forgot this thing, chat from Blaine. I'm not singing that. I put it up there so people could see it. Alex Moore, Sean Bird, John Smoth, who's driving, listening in. Drive safe, my friend. Dresden, who I'm not sure if I welcome, but Dresden, hello. Texan Italian. And that's the chat. That's the chat tonight, guys. Like I said, thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for popping on an unscheduled stream. Thanks for staying on after the internet issues. Thanks you guys for being you. Don't get hard. Be hard on yourself, but not too hard on yourself as we go through this life of our own failings. But understand, God still thinks we're worth it. We have to think we're worth it. We have to put our faith in Him. But that means way more than just saying, I believe in God. It's way more to that than faith. Way more to that than faith. And we can't use grace as a crutch to get through life. But it's easy to do that. Alias said, describe button, subscribe button, talk to text. What a joke. Yeah, it does it to me too. So, with that said, guys, no stream tomorrow, no stream Thursday, no stream Friday. So, Wednesday, be the last stream of the week. We'll miss you guys, but it'll be okay. All right, y'all. Have a very good evening. God bless, or good night, and God bless.